The host of The Daily Show, John Stewart, recently slammed CNN for describing the deaths of innocent Palestinian civilians in a food line as a quote-unquote chaotic incident. In that, more than 100 people were killed, nearly 800 were injured, while waiting in line for food aid in Gaza, according to the health ministry, which pushed the total death toll to over 30,000 since the start of the Israeli-Hamas war. Israeli forces reportedly opened fire on a crowd while aid was being delivered in Gaza. They claimed that the majority of those who died were killed by being trampled or run over by the aid trucks. Oh, it wasn't us. It wasn't us. Yes, sure, we opened fire, but it was their fault. They killed themselves. You know how they are. Really? Really? Now, after this happened, multiple CNN anchors referred to the scene as, quote, a chaotic incident, which included Dana Bash, Jim Acosta, and John Berman. The phrase was also used by the CNN Breaking News social media account. Stewart, taking to Twitter/X, said, quote, note to CNN, a chaotic incident is college kids storming a basketball court, not a massacre at a food line. Acosta and others did describe the situation as horrific, but also a chaotic incident. Oh, it was just an incident. No, the military opened fire on a crowd. That's not an incident. Now, look, by the way, there was also you see, we tried to blame them for it. You know, they attacked the food trucks. They released some video of people running towards an aid truck. You know, starving people who need food and medicine and supplies. People who are starved, they're going to run towards a food source. Yes, I know. And if you open fire on them, they're going to run away. And some people are indeed going to get trampled, right? That said, the IDF claimed that the crowd had started looting equipment from the arriving trucks, and therefore, that somehow that led to the Israeli military firing. They really haven't got their story straight on this one. Hospital officials initially said that an Israeli strike had hit the crowd, but witnesses later claimed that Israeli soldiers had started shooting as people tried to get canned goods and flour off the trucks, according to a report in the Associated Press. And once again, they would be getting flour and stuff because they're starving. In fact, the UN estimates that around a quarter of Gaza's 2.3 million population is facing starvation as a result of the Israeli blockade. Now, one witness said this, quote, "We went to get flour. The Israeli army shot at us. There are many martyrs on the ground, and until this moment, we are withdrawing them. There is no first aid." No first aid, no ambulances as well. Al Jazeera's Ismail Agul, reportedly from the scene, said that after opening fire, Israeli tanks advanced and ran over many of the dead and injured bodies. He said, quote, "It is a massacre on top of the starvation threatening citizens in Gaza." Once again, there were no ambulances. Al Ghul said that they could not reach the area as the roads had been, quote-unquote, totally destroyed. They said that the dead and wounded had been taken to four medical centers, Al-Shifa, Kamal Adwan, Ali, and the Jordanian hospitals. Al Jazeera's Bernard Smith reported that first that the IDF had blamed the crowd. I already mentioned that, released video, and then admitted that they opened fire on the crowd because they felt threatened. Oh, we felt threatened by people, by starving people, and so we had to open fire. They claimed that hundreds of troops approached their troops in a way that posed a threat to them, and so they responded by opening fire. These troops, again, were hungry civilians, starving people. Another witness said, "I have been waiting since yesterday. At about 4:30 this morning, trucks started to come through. Once we approached the aid trucks, the Israeli tanks and warplanes started firing at us as if it was a trap." That same witness said, "To the Arab states, I say, If you want to have us killed, why are you sending relief aid? If this continues, we do not want any aid delivered at all. Every convoy coming means another massacre. So it's getting to the point where they don't trust aid trucks anymore. Because every time it happens, every time one comes, they get attacked by the Israeli military. Again, this is not the first time this has happened. Over the past few days, it's been reported by Al Jazeera that Palestinians gathered in large groups waiting for aid trucks have been shot at by Israeli forces. But no, this is just one chaotic incident. No, it's a pattern. It's a massacre. It has to stop, and there has to be a ceasefire.